Hey guys, it's CJ Spades, and we're gonna be doing a short podcast today. Excuse me. We're gonna be doing a short podcast today. We're gonna be talking about a few things that are happening since I don't really upload that much and I don't got much to do right now. So what what's been happening is there's this guy called Lil Weave, and he just released a new album, and this has been a really anticipated album for a very long time. This is the first topic we're going to talk about. There might be a few things, and he released the second album, and it was called Death Ain't in Sight. And I gotta be honest with you, a pretty good, okay album overall. There's a few bangers on there that are definitely some of my favorite songs that I like to listen to nowadays, and so it starts off with this sort of like cut intro on. You go to his YouTube channel, the full version's there. I don't know why he cut his intro in his album, but it's like that, And then his producer, also named CJ Spades, pretty coincidental, but there's 20 songs on this album, and I think that really helps it with its kind of but it helps the album. A lot of tracks, a lot of potential, and it definitely shows in a lot of his work, And it's been pretty. It's a good album, guys. Seriously, stream it on YouTube if you guys ever get the chance. Now, it opens up with his first track called 701. 701's a song that I want to say is dedicated to one of his teachers and a few of his friends that I think a teacher that was like a mentor, and this is sort of a tribute to him. And it's a really good song. The beat is great, lyrics are great. He's moving at a really good pace in this lyrically. And one sec. And you can really tell that there's a lot of heart in it, a lot of soul in it, and it's one of his better albums. You would definitely rank that among his best songs that he's ever created, one of his best songs that he's ever made. After that song ends, you go from one of the best songs he's ever made to one of probably his worst songs he ever made, Corona. It's very repetitive. He repeats the same line over and over again. I don't know why he still chooses to make songs like that. In his first album called Hurt, he has a lot of songs like that. Some of them not so much like that. I think he's learned a lot. But this feels like old Lil Weave, and it's not something that people are interested in hearing that much anymore. They want to hear the Lil Weave that brings you 701 and other bangers like that. After Corona, you go to his third track, and it's called I Ain't Dead. Alright? And it's one of his better songs, definitely. Without a doubt, one of his better songs. Now, he goes really loud and hard on this song. It feels a lot of emotions. You can definitely tell there's some anger there. Maybe people thought he was dead, and he's angry because, he ain't. And that's what he's saying. He's like, I ain't dead. I'm still here, motherfuckers. And that's definitely what it feels like. Good song overall. You go to Cuba. Now, he does something interesting with Cuba. He has a few, people on his hook, and they talk about communism, starvation, no rights, all that good jazz, that in this song. And the lyrics aren't that bad. The hook is catchy. The beat is amazing. A good song overall. Then we go to number 5, called COVID-19. COVID-19 itself is a very interesting song, because it's just like Corona. It's very what's happening in the world right now, It's very up to date. But unlike Corona, COVID-19, I'd actually say is a very good song. Amazing song. MC Doggo is on this track as well. And they both carry themselves, you know? None of them feel like they're a gear behind. None of them feel like they're being out rhymed, you know? And in another song, you will see this. You will see that, but, you know, not in this one. COVID-19 is a pretty good song. And then you go to number 6, his sixth track. It's called "Fake My Death." He's talking about, I guess, like faking his death and all that stuff. He's got a few features on that song, not that bad, you know. This is the first song on the album where you'll see a feature from Snail Heat and Young Prince, and they are always great on this album. They really help this song, "Fake My Death." This song feels very grimy too, you know. And what really is interesting about this song is it feels really underground, you know. I would never say Lil Weave is like one of those underground rappers, but this song definitely feels like that, you know. They all make it feel like that. It's a really good song though. And then that takes us to number 7, "Still Skinny." "Still Skinny" is an homage to one of the songs in his first album called "Being Skinny." And it's very interesting why he chose to, you know, pay tribute to that one when there is a few other songs that I think he could have paid tribute to, but he decided to do "Still Skinny." Not a bad song though. You go to his 8th track, and it's a funny name, you know, very explicit, but it's called "Fuck My Asshole." Now, this 8th track has MC Doggo on there. I think MC Doggo's on "Still Skinny" as well. Him and MC Doggo, they are kind of inseparable in this album. There's only a few with Lil Weave by himself, and yeah. But features always helps, but you got to make sure you got some songs by yourself in there. "Fuck My Asshole," give it a go. I don't mean it like that though, just go listen to his song "Fuck My Asshole." I don't mean like the other way. Number 9 is "Going Back," right? In this song, he's talking a lot of, like, this is very, like, emotional for him. Clearly, because it's talking about the past and how he wishes he could go back to it and how he misses how things were before everything started changing. He misses how he used to hang out with his friends, his homies, just how things were. When you look back at life, and you think about moments in your life and you wish you could go back to that and you wish you could have memories and moments like that again. I think that's what Lil Weave is trying to do and try to explain to you in this song called "Going Back." Rhymes are great. Beat is on point. Seriously, amazing song. Go check it out. That's the number 9 track on this album. And that leads us to a number 10th album called "Condemned," one that I would kind of like. It's a weird song. It's not that bad. It's pretty good, but it could have been better, And it's definitely a weaker entry into this album, but it's not terrible. I can't imagine anything on this album being worse than Corona. Corona itself is a struggle to sit through and listen to. Condemned isn't a struggle per se, but it's definitely one of the more challenging one of the more challenging songs to listen to in this album. That's number 10. His 11th track in this album is called Death Ain't in Sight. Death Ain't in Sight is the name itself of the second album, and it is also the 11th track on this album. Now, this album is, I'd like to say, is one of his darker albums, one of his more... It's hard to describe into words, but you know, his first album, Hurt, it was more like, I'd say like he tried to be more depressing in that album. This is more like it's a terrible, terrible place we live in. You know, I've been treated terrible. You know, it just feels like really like dark. Like, it's hard to describe it to you. But 11th is Death Ain't in Sight. They use this really like odd but good beat to it. Lil Weave, Snail Heat, King Rufus, MC Doggo, they're all on this track. This is the first feature King Rufus is in, and surprisingly his only feature, aside from the intro, but I wouldn't really count that as one. This is the only time you really get to hear him in this. But how do I say? Each bar that they say from everybody, it all works out. Everybody's great in this song. But here's my take on it. Lil Weave is surprisingly the weaker part of this song. I'm not saying he was a bad part. I'm just saying his rhymes for this song were weaker than everybody else's in this. He kind of like... It's very hard to describe what he was doing in this song. Again, he's like his part is okay. It's good. It's not bad at all. I'm just saying it could have been better like the other rappers on this song. But I think it would have helped him if they had done, Snail Heat and Lil Weave had done what King Rufus and MC Doggo had did. Because they're just stars. They're the stars in this song. Seriously, they steal the song by making theirs be the most interesting and the most entertaining part of it. They do this thing where they go back and forth. They're trading bars. They're trading lyrics. And if the whole song had been like that with the rappers, they would have made this song. They would have made this good song into a great song. I would even say they would have made this great song into an amazing song. Nevertheless, Death Ain't in Sight is a very good entry for this album. Seriously, one of his better works. It'd be like up there with 701. Do I think it's better? No, but it would be up there. Number 12 is Soviet Bitches. So what they do in this song, they have Snail Heat and Lil Weave and MC Doggo in this entry, and they're talking about Soviet bitches, but it's hard to describe to you if they're dissing Soviet bitches or if this is a love letter to Soviet bitches. Very complex song and very hard to decipher, but it's a pretty catchy tune overall. Not much to say on it other than, yeah, it's pretty catchy, you know? Then that would take us to the 13th. The 13th one would be This Might Hurt. I gotta be honest with you, some of these songs, they're okay, but they're also kind of hard to remember. This Might Hurt. Yeah, okay, so I remember it now. Now, MC Doggo, again, featured on here. It's a common thing throughout this album. I really like this song. It's not his greatest work, but I like this song too. You know, it's very interesting. Not much else to say about it. Soulless. It's catchy. It's really catchy. I'm I'm trying to remember rhymes and lyrics from the song, you know, so I can remember a bit more right now. I haven't listened to this album in a couple days now, so it's kind of hard for me to like really remember it. I just really wanted it to sink in, but you know when it sinks in, you kind of forget. So it's but I do remember a lot of these, and I do remember how I feel listening to them. Soulless, okay, not great, not good, just okay. Bars. That is the 15th entry to this, and I will say this is a great song. It is like slightly below 701. It will never take over that as my top for this. There is 3 songs on this album that are all on the same level and are on par with each other in terms of, if you ask me one day, I'm gonna answer with this as my favorite Lil Weave song. If you ask me a different day, I'm gonna answer with this song as my favorite one. And if you ask me on this day, that's gonna be my favorite one. We'll get to them in a minute, but as for bars, it is like slightly below them. Lil Weave shoots fast and loud, and his rhymes are great. He's going fast and loud, and that's the better. That's his better style. If he had to pick one style to rap in, I would tell him to stick with the way he rapped in bars. Like seriously, that's his better way of rapping. He should stick to that. You know? So, bars, amazing song. I'd recommend it, you know? After a great song like that, it does drop a few tiers to number 16, which is Keep My Shades On, you know? Throughout the whole album, he's mentioning this girl, Amber, I think her name is, or Ember, some shit like that, but you know, he just it's one of those key elements that he keeps bringing up into this that makes it such a dark, like, album. I think he mentions that they were like lovers or something, and that he lost her or something. It's really hard to remember, but he just keeps bringing up this damn girl named Amber, 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 Amber. You know, I don't know who Amber is, but if I'm about to find Amber for him, just so he could stop bringing her up in the album. You know, he keeps doing that throughout the whole thing. And Keep My Shades On overall is an okay song, not that good, not that great. Then it takes us to one that is probably one of a good song, you know, one of his better songs, called Monster. I would say it's a good song, definitely. It has a few elements of old Lil Weave where he kind of gets repetitive, but not too repetitive, you know? It's a good song. It's one of those songs that get catchy, you know? He's talking about boxing and punching, and this other guy. He brings up 2 boxers. I think Creed and IA Games are the 2 boxers he brings up. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. You know. Then he talks about. No, wait, and then we go to number 18. Monster, good song, by the way. That was his 17th track. 18 is. He goes from a good tier song to a best tier song, you know? And I'ma Bang That Booty, number 18, is one of the 3 songs that I was telling you about earlier, that they're all on par with each other. I'ma Bang That Booty, 701, they all are on par with each other for my favorite, you know? And most of the time I'll say like maybe 701 or I'ma Bang That Booty, you know? I don't know why, but 701 just brings back so many memories. Like, If we had to get into it, you know what? Hold up for a second. Hold that thought. I'ma Bang That Booty is a great song, by the way. But it also takes us to the third song that I'm gonna talk about right now. Number 19 on this album is called Florida Bitch. Oh my goodness. How can he release three great songs on one album and still be doing like errors on other songs when he already found the formula to it? You know? Florida Bitch, I'ma Bang That Booty, 701. Three of his greatest songs he has ever made. Three of the greatest songs his producer CJ Spades has ever produced. By the way, not me, different CJ. If you're just tuning in for some reason, I don't even know how that's possible, but just in case. Whatever they did there, they need to start doing it more. I want to hear a whole album that sounds like 701, I'ma Bang That Booty, and Florida Bitch. Because, believe you me, when I tell you, I could listen to those songs all day and I'll be fine. I could listen to those songs 3 times a day for every day of my life and I'll be fine. It's a song, there's songs that I'd recommend to anybody. If you are trying to get into Lil Weave, if you are getting into Lil Weave, like, those are the 3 songs right there, bud. Florida Bitch, he has a feature on I'ma Bang That Booty, MC Doggo. It's great. They go back to back a little bit. Not as much as how King Rufus and MC Doggo did earlier in the album, but they kind of go back to back. But it's great. It works. Amazing song. And then his features in Florida Bitch, he has Snail Heat, who up to this point has not disappointed in his contributions to the album. He has MC Doggo, who can be a hit and miss sometimes. And he has Young Prince, who just like Snail Heat, has not disappointed. And the Florida Bitch is the feature song, like for this album. If I had to pull up one song where they all sing together and they do it a couple times, like Fake My Death, I wouldn't show them Fake My Death, I would show them Florida Bitch. Florida Bitch is definitely an amazing song, and this is one that you can tell is a diss, unlike Soviet Bitches, where you kind of don't know if it's a love letter or a diss. Florida Bitch is a diss on, a bitch from Florida, but I don't know who it is. I don't know who they're talking about. They never really mention her name or anything. They just keep her known as Florida Bitch. And it's just really great. Give it a watch, guys. Amazing. And then we're in the final song of the track, called Homies Part 2. Now, this is also an homage to a song on his first album called Homies. Now, I believe Homies was one of the better songs, I want to say, on his first album. So I couldn't understand why they did an homage to this one. Overall, an okay song. Good song. Yeah. Now, I'll be honest, they do this thing where they're trying to sound robotic. It doesn't really work for me, but, it could work for you. Now, and by robotic, I don't mean like auto-tune or anything like that to make their voices sound different. I mean like they're saying it like this, and like that. In their hook, they kind of say that. They kind of sound like that, I mean. But overall, their rhymes are on point. They're lyrically great. That's kind of the same shit, isn't it? But, But you know how it goes. I'm sorry for that. I kind of zoned out because I'm also kind of trying to do something on the side. But Homies Part 2, great song. Is it like Florida Bitch and I'ma Bang That Booty and 701 good? No. But you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. How can anything Lil Weave release nowadays? It's gonna be really fucking hard to be on par with those three. Those three are like at war every time someone asks me what is my favorite Lil Weave song. Those are the three songs, and those are the ones that I'm always like, that are always in my head going to war, battling it out. And some days Florida Bitch win, some days I'ma Bang That Booty wins, some days 701 wins, you know? And it's gonna be, if you expect every song from an artist to be top tier like your favorite song, you already failed as a fan to just enjoy the ride, you know? I'm here just doing a review on his second album because, you know, I am a fan. I've been a fan since his first album, and he's done questionable things since then, you know? But I said when his second album gets dropped, I will do a review on it. And this is what this is. It's kind of a review. And since I haven't done a video for this channel in a very long time, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and you know, trying to do something fun. I'm sorry I had to do it in a podcast format way, but here we are, guys. By the way, it also says album outro. There isn't an outro for this album. Kind of weird marketing strategy they did. But I mean, who knows? Maybe there was originally supposed to be one. Overall, guys, I would give this album a good rating. Now, I know it is extremely hard to find a hard, like, physical copy of this album. I know they only made a certain amount, so the prices may vary on hard physical copies. I wouldn't recommend spending hundreds and thousands on the hard copies like I've seen people spend. But I will say this, if they ever release a very cheap, affordable version of this album, you know, that ranges from a $3, $5 mark, I'd recommend buying it. But until they release a physical copy that everybody can buy, I gotta tell you guys, just go stream it on his YouTube channel. Especially the three that I would recommend: 701, I'ma Bang That Booty, Florida Bitch. Those are the top ones I recommend to you. I'd even recommend Death Ain't in Sight, because that is also a good song. I'd also recommend Bars. And thank you guys for tuning in and listening. And hopefully I don't really spend as much time getting uploaded a next video like I did the last time. Seriously, guys, thank you for being so patient with me. For the ones that are still here with me, you guys are amazing. I will see you guys later. I promise. I gotta get another video in before the year ends, which is ridiculous that I'm saying just another one because it's only September. But I mean, if I can do a video, I will do one. If not, I will definitely get out another video format like the one I just did right now. If you guys want to hear me review others, like Lil Weave albums, if anything, I will review the Lil Weave album like this. Until then, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys don't like this style of review, check out Chris Spades' review on the Lil Weave album. It should hopefully be up within the next day or two. If not, it's up. It's also up. You know, if he's uploaded, I'll leave a link in the description. But till then, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Peace.